In a quiet Boston museum, two empty frames hang like open mouths. One once held a Vermeer almost no one alive has seen. The other, a Rembrandt seascape that hasn't felt daylight since 1990. 13 pieces gone in 81 minutes. No arrests, no paintings back. This is the Gardner mystery. It's just after 1:20 a.m., March 18, 1990, St. Patrick's Day spilling into morning. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum is a palazzo in the Fenway. Brick, courtyard, a place where time walks slowly. Two night guards are on duty. The city outside is loud with revelers. Inside, the rooms are asleep. Then a buzzer rings at the side door. Two men in police uniforms stand under the camera. "Boston Police, we got a disturbance call. Mind if we come in?" A guard breaks the rule he's supposed to follow. He lets them through the security vestibule. The officers ask him to step away from the desk. He does, and moments later his wrists are cuffed, his face taped. "This is a robbery," one says, almost polite. They escort him to the basement, sit him on a chair, and tape him to a steam pipe. The second guard, summoned from his rounds, gets the same treatment. In the galleries above, the thieves now have the run of a world-class collection. For 81 astonishing minutes, the pair move methodically. Motion sensors later show their path like breadcrumbs through the Dutch room, the short gallery, and the blue room. In the Dutch room, they go straight for the Rembrandts. A lady and gentleman in black. And then the only seascape Rembrandt ever painted, the storm on the Sea of Galilee. The canvases don't leave their frames gently. Edges show the brutal line of a blade. Nearby hangs a tiny Rembrandt self-portrait on wood, more portable, seemingly easier to sell. They ignore it. In the next room, they lift a Vermeer, the Concert. A painting so rare that every Vermeer loss is like erasing a chapter from a language with only a few speakers. They take Degas drawings, a Chinese bronze Gu beaker, a Napoleonic eagle finial. Odd, specific choices mixed with legendary names. They check the security station long enough to yank the single VHS tape that's recording the door. Then they return to the basement, tell the guards, "You'll be found later," and vanish into the night. At 8:15 a.m., the day shift finds the guards, calls the police, and Boston learns about a heist stranger than fiction. Reporters swarm the courtyard, agents from the FBI start mapping footprints. The museum staff walks into the Dutch room and stops. No one forgets seeing those empty frames for the first time. Isabella Stewart Gardner's will had demanded her collection stay as she left it. Even today, the frames still hang, silent witnesses, legally and spiritually holding space for the art to come home. Why those works? Why leave others? Why cut canvases but carefully lift drawings from their mounts? Theories multiply. Some believe the thieves had a shopping list from a collector who wanted trophies. Others think they were opportunists who recognized famous signatures more than art historical value. Their route suggests a mix of knowledge and confusion. They knew enough to head for the Dutch room, not enough to realize that removing a canvas with a knife destroys value and makes restoration nearly impossible. Over the years, investigators chase leads through prison yards, mob hangouts, and docksides. Organized crime angles flare and fizzle. There are rumors of paintings traded as underworld collateral, art used not as decoration but as leverage, a bargaining chip for sentences or cash. The romantic myth that a billionaire hangs stolen masters in a secret lair rarely fits reality. Hot art is heavy. It can't be sold at Sotheby's. It circulates in whispers. Too famous to fence, too valuable to destroy. Tips come in waves. Some end in basements with nothing but damp sheetrock. Others and in funerals, the kind where secrets go into the ground with the coffin. Through it all, the museum and the FBI keep a steady drumbeat, a multi-million-dollar reward for information leading to safe return. Over the decades, the amount rises, deadlines extend, appeals renew. Conservators publish how they'd treat the wounds if the paintings come back. The museum creates meticulous digital files, measurements, pigment analyses, as if speaking into the dark, we'll be ready. It's tempting to talk only about dollars, the biggest unsolved art theft. $500 million lost. But what went missing that night wasn't just money. A Vermeer is a way light learns to whisper. A Rembrandt seascape is a storm that still breathes 3 centuries later. When those vanish, neighborhoods lose field trips, painters lose teachers, and the quiet miracle of standing in front of a thing that survived time fails to happen. Empty frames become memorials to moments that never were. Today, the case remains open. Some suspects are dead, others deny involvement. Theories have been promoted, refined, or discarded. The most credible threads point to thieves with local ties and a post-theft chain of custody that pass through criminal circles where art becomes chips on a table. What matters more than any single theory is that the museum keeps a chair at the table for hope. Return the works, no questions about ownership, protect them. Let the public see them again. It's an offer that tries to balance justice with the larger justice of culture itself. If you visit the Gardner, you can stand where the Vermeer once hung and look at the wallpaper marks the frame used to hide. You can read the little plaques and imagine the brushstrokes that aren't there. It's a peculiar kind of storytelling, an outline of absence. Maybe that's why the mystery endures. We don't just want to catch the thieves, we want to finish the sentence, to bring color back to the silence. If mysteries like this pull you in, subscribe to DocuTube. We make short, true stories that put you in the room, sometimes the room with empty frames, until the past feels close enough to touch.